Welcome to Fuel. Fuel stands for Finance, Unity, Empowerment, Legacy. Join us today as Mac and Dennis start part one of their conversation on Another Hit. Enjoy.
Mac and I are having a spirited conversation about people. And what else are we here for or here about? People. My goodness. We are our own worst enemies.
Yes.
And we teach a class, and I was telling Mac that my daughter asked me, Daddy, when can I spend the money? I need it now. And I'm like, don't wait till you need it to go looking for it.
Exactly.
Is that a financial concept, Matt? So in time of plenty, save for time of famine, because in time of famine, you won't be able to get no money unless you save for it in time of plenty.
That is absolutely correct. So, the way that I set up my thing is that right around the 23rd of the month is when I start actually trying to get some money, because I know that gives me 7 to 8 days float.
Ample time.
Yes.
I mean, it's not like you don't know that the first is coming. It's on the calendar. If you got a smartphone, your smartphone will count it down for you.
Yes. Not only that, the few little creditors that I still have, they're very happy because I'm always early. Oh, that's right. Fuel. Now, what does that mean? F means what?
F is for apple, J is for Jack, cinnamon toasty, apple jack. No, we gotta stop playing because they gonna mistake. They're gonna take me wrong. Fuel is for finance. I hope.
I hope so too.
U is for unity. I always use E as education, but it's not. We don't use education. We use.
I think we actually decided that E is whatever we want it to be.
But I tell you what, it sure tastes good going down.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Got me. Look, I'm over here crying already.
Y'all gotta forgive me. I don't like being serious all the time. Because when I go to my accountant, he has the stern face all the time. And then I'll crack a joke and he'll be like, and he tried not to laugh. I said, no, you gotta reduce the stress on your body. And laughter is a great stress reliever, especially when you find out that the bank took your house and they're like, why'd you take my house? Because you didn't pay the bills. I didn't? You know you didn't pay the bills. You might as well laugh about it. Because you didn't own the house anyway if you live in the United States.
Yeah.
I know people gonna be mad at me for saying that. But try not paying your taxes on that bad boy.
That's right.
They will come and get it. You'll be putting your what's those things, the exercise things that they're Peloton? They'll be putting your Peloton on the front of the steps. And like, wait a minute. You gotta pay that mortgage. You gotta pay those taxes.
Right. That's right. Hey, you know what? Speaking of that, I was thinking, because there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the world right now. The thing that we look at is like the rise in gas prices and all that kind of stuff. Things happening, overseas. Like, the big thing is like Russia and Ukraine. And
I thought the big thing was the European countries still trying to take control of Africa. I'm sorry. We look at different things. I don't care about Russia and Ukraine. Those are two Russians fighting each other. But boy, look what they're doing to Africa. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, so more to the point though, with everything that's going on, how should we address that in the way that we handle our finances?
Well, okay, since you brought up Russia and Ukraine, Russia supplies a very large amount of oil and natural gas around the world. So the reason why nothing has really been done is because all those countries that live around, that are around Russia, the European nation and all of them, they get supplied by Russia for natural gas and oil. And if Russia cuts off the natural gas and oil, they are in trouble. They've been stealing from Africa for all these years. And now they depend on Russia, who's in a illegal, legal, who knows, fight for the Ukraine, which used to be part of Russia in the first place.
Right. Or Soviet Union.
Soviet Union, Russia,
Yeah.
USSR, whatever.
Potato, right?
That part of the world.
Yeah.
There's always a country in that part of the world fighting. It doesn't matter, you know. A lot of them are landlocked. A lot of them, some have lots of resources. Some of them had to go steal resources from other countries. I mean, buy resources from other countries. You know, Nigeria is a very large supplier of oil. Wow, huge supplies of oil. Why are the Nigerians poor? So anyway, then you have OPEC. So how does that affect us? Wow. So let's take it from the basic. If you have a job and you have to drive to work, you just got a decrease in your income because gas, I paid $5.12 a gallon up in Pennsylvania yesterday. Wow. I don't care how much gas costs because in time of plenty, I saved my butt off. I didn't go out and buy the new boots I wanted. I didn't buy that new car. And I'm keeping my 2006 silver 4-door sedan until the wheels fall off.
Yes.
So I take, I take my funds and I do other things with it. But when you have a job and you have to go to work, transportation is a huge cost. And then you got to buy lunch every day. So transportation or putting gas in your car or putting fuel in your body is huge. So the food arrives to the grocery store, restaurant by trucks who use gas, oil, diesel, whatever, same thing.
Yeah.
So if their prices are going up to $5 a gallon, that used to be $2.39, the food prices are going to go up. You just got another reduction in your income level. You just don't know it yet. Oh, then you got to get home and winter won't go away. Why won't winter go away? Because the fuel prices are going up. And you got to heat your house just another couple of days. I know Washington Gas is happy as they can be, because although they are a utility funded by the consumer, they still sell that crap to you. They get tax breaks so they can go get the oil on public lands so they can sell it to the public at greatly increased prices. You just got another reduction in your income. So a couple of months ago during COVID, nobody was driving anywhere. I shouldn't say a couple of months ago because it's basically still here, but I'm talking about the time when they shut everything down. And nobody was buying fuel. Some prices dropped so fast. I was like the only one driving around because I didn't have a job, so I didn't care. I was driving all over the place. Yeah. And I'm like, wow, $1.99 for a gallon? Man, when I first started driving, gas was 54 cents a gallon. You know, $10 can get you a tank full and a sandwich. Now, to go half a tank, I think I spent $50 in filling for a half a tank.
Yeah.
In a car. You know, this is a car that I think I get 30 miles to a gallon or something. I don't even look at it because I'm just disgusted.
Yes.
So you just got another reduction in your income. If you don't understand famine, it is not always about what you eat. It might be what your house eats, gas and natural gas and oil. Your car eats gas and diesel. You eat sandwiches, steak. So the cows don't live in Maryland. Well, okay, there are some cows in Maryland, but basically the cows live out in the Midwest with the wheat belt or the corn belt. And they got to transport all that stuff to us on the East Coast. Oh, not to think of those bananas I saw. Aren't bananas out of season? Strawberries, grapes, aren't they out of season?
Yeah.
In fact, Costco even had corn. And I know that my corn plants died about 6-7 months ago. So they got to transport all this stuff to you, wherever you live, East Coast, West Coast. Your income just took another hit. Wow. And don't think about those leather boots I wanted. So I didn't buy them though, because I knew my income was about to take another hit. In my lifetime, I've seen things go up and down and up and down. I know some people might not remember the gas lines. When you had to get gas on the even or odd day.
Right. What they call rationing.
Rationing. Ooh. The United States has so much gas and oil that they didn't have to do that back then. They just scared you. See, the thing that you got to understand is fear. So although the prices are going up, Mac, and the question was about what's going to happen to your income, fear is your greatest enemy. So there's an uprising in fear. You got the I don't even know what they're called anymore. It used to be called skinheads and Aryans and other words. They don't want to lose their country that they stole from the indigenous folks here. So the indigenous folks get nothing. They just saw a reduction in their income. Now they're afraid that they're going to lose their job. Yes, if your job can be, if you can be replaced by a computer or a notepad, you're going to lose your job. You better prepare for you. There's a new economy coming. It's well, it's not new. It's kind of been changed. It was like IT, those technical people who write those programs, and anybody who can fix a computer, and anybody who understands cryptocurrencies. You know, I'm not going to say the pluses or minuses on cryptocurrencies right now. It's scary. It's a lot to learn, but just imagine when people had horses and this guy come riding around in the car and everybody said, ain't nobody going to buy that. There's no horse. And 10 years later, it might have been 14. I don't remember the exact numbers. I'm sorry. Everybody was like, get that horse out the street, because everybody had cars, except for the man who refused to get a car.
That's right.
The first cars were electric, but when that gas car, well, not the gas car, when the automatic starter came, that killed the electric car. And then General Motors came out with an electric car, and it was taken on like hotcakes. Did you know that General Motors probably killed the trolley system in the United States of America?
Wow, didn't know that.
I'm not calling that as a fact. I'm calling that as something you could look into.
Okay.
Because if I call it as a fact, then that means I know for sure. I just know what I read, but that doesn't mean it was true. That's the funny thing about reading stuff in a newspaper and reading something in an encyclopedia. You know what? That's like reading something in a history book. These books need to be rewritten in truth. But anyway, so the reason why I say trolleys, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia had a lot of trolleys when I was growing up. And now they got buses. And what the buses use? Gas and diesel. Wow. Your income just got a hit.
Yep.
So they tore up the trolley tracks because the buses, you can change the route in 3 seconds. The trolley had to go up Wayne Avenue. They couldn't make a detour if there was a crash. You know, it couldn't back up and go around the block and keep on moving like a bus can. So it's a plus and a minus. Yeah. But electricity trolleys, they use a lot less energy than a diesel or gas bus. Your income just took another hit.
You got it. You got it.
So then Mac, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? All our goods come from China. in Thailand, Taiwan, Vietnam. Just about all our goods come from there. And how they get here? In these big, giant boats, ships. They're so big. They're bigger than those luxury liners. They're huge, but they run on oil.
Mm-hmm.
Your income just got another hit. And when they get here, they unload them with electric cranes. Woohoo, go electric. And they put them in diesel trucks. Your income just got another hit.
Another hit.
So Tesla comes out with electric car, and GM and Ford and Toyota, like, electric cars are never going to take on. They're never going to be hot. They're never going to be great. Well, they have soon learned, if you look at the stock market, their stock is going down. Their income just took another hit. And Tesla's market is going up. Time of plenty versus time of famine. Am I saying get an electric car? No, I'm not saying that. There are a lot of things involved with electric cars. Infrastructure. It's a lot easier if you live in a house, excuse me. A lot easier if you have a driveway. A lot easier if your car can back up to the electrical outlet. You can do them outside. So Tesla has built little service stations where they can charge cars electrically. Sunoco, your income just got another hit.
Took a hit. Yes.
So a friend of mine called me, Mac, and he said, I'm buying Lucid. They're the Tesla killers. And I said, they made 25 cars. Tesla made 1 million. Their income just took another hit.
Yeah.
Hey, but I'm not telling you what to buy. It's your money. I said, but you're going to lose some money. No, I'm not. I'm going to make so much money. So as of yesterday, his income took another hit.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that mine is going up or anything like that. I'm not saying that. I wish I could buy a $1,300 share of Tesla. I wish I could.
Yeah.
Because by the end of the week, it might be 1,200, 1,100. But Lucid, I wish them luck. It's a pretty car. I love that car. But if they're gonna make 100 a year, I'm never gonna get one. Because I don't want my income to take another
hit. Exactly.
So what do you think, Mac? I gotta
so of course I'm in total agreement with everything you said. So my thought is that, and this is probably what drives my wife crazy, I'm always living in a state of, we're always in famine.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I live. So, similar to you, I don't really sweat it because I never get so extravagant that it really matters. Now, I'll tell you this, for someone like me who travels by air, that does make a difference. So let me give you an example. So just yesterday, my wife and I are taking a trip to Vermont. And you would think, well, I'm sitting here on the East Coast, you're sitting here on the East Coast, and we're going just a few states up, we'll just catch a flight, right? And you think that the flights would be reasonable. But right now for two people, kind of did my homework, and you're going to be anywhere from 800 to over 1,000.
Go up the East Coast?
Just go up the East Coast.
No more $54 shuttle?
If it is, it's on, I won't mention them by name, but it's on one of those rinky dinks, and they'll give you the cheap ticket, but they'll hit you with all kind of fees.
For baggage, yeah.
Yeah.
$30 for a purse.
Yeah, yeah. uh, $40 for a snack, you know.
peanuts in a bag that say plant
Yeah.
turds.
So yours truly said, well, you know what, honey, we're not paying that. So you have to think outside the box. So I said, well, wait a minute. It'll take a little longer, but we'll take the train. So the comparison between the flight and the train was like $600 less for the train.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And so, of course, that's the direction we went. But I'm saying all that because I know that the hike in the airfare is because of fuel. And those who are traveling like that, they just took a hit. You know, and they're going to continue to take a hit. You know, so, you know, for those people that are fortunate, they can actually time it right to get these cheapy flights. That's, man, that's like shooting craps. So, you know, for those like me, let me give you an example. So in June, I'm headed back to Central America, then going to come back to the US, only to go back to South Asia and Africa before heading back to Central America again. So wow. That's a lot of airfare. Now, if I wasn't prepared for that, then I would be, as we've been saying, taking a hit. And I mean, I guess I'm taking a hit anyway, but I'm prepared for that hit. And I think that that's the important thing is like, there are uncontrollables. You know, the economy is going to always fluctuate, but how are we living? And what are we doing to make sure that, as you said, because I like how you put it, in those times of famine, that you're not devastated because you're not living paycheck to paycheck. You're not just trying to, as they say, make ends meet. Like we've got to come out of that mentality of just trying to get enough to cover a bill, to go out to dinner. We have to start thinking more proactively and just to the point, because you're talking about your 2006 vehicle. I have a 2009 and it's an SUV, Dodge SUV, right? And my children are like, oh, Dad, why don't you get rid of that thing? And I'm saying A to B. It's still getting me from A to B. And as long as it's getting me from A to B with minimum repair costs, you're going to see that red thing out there every day.
Mac, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
So your children want you to get a new vehicle. Well, who do they come to when their new vehicles break?
Of course. Of course. Of course. Good point. Touche. Of course. And you know, in my world, the number of children has multiplied. I got 5 of them.
Woo!
You know, so
somebody's got to repopulate the earth. Thank you, sir.
I can tell you, out of my 5, there's only one who really has never hit me up for anything. Only one.
Wow. 1 out of 5.
1 out of 5.
You need to go to Horseshoe, brother. You make $1 million. Now, I do admit I could ask my daughter for money if I needed it. More than likely, though, I'll be the one writing the check.
Yes, yes.
But she's a good daughter. And we often talk about financial things. She always asks the question, then she goes and buys the boots anyway. I understand that there are segments of our population who fashion is very important to.
Mm-hmm.
I have a I have a friend who says, why do you wear that out there? Don't you want to attract people to you? No, I don't want to attract nobody. Are they paying any one of my bills?
Yes.
I said, I don't want to look, do I look bad? She said, no, but you can wear a suit and tie. I said, to go to the grocery store? You are out of your mind. Let me tell you, I'm not going there to attract no females to me.
I hear you.
I don't date men. So I said, well, more than likely you're trying to attract someone to you. And she said, well, what about your business? I said, let me tell you something. I've been around people who made millions, most of my life. Not me, them.
Mm-hmm.
Not one of them wore a suit unless it was to a funeral. And I said, miss, them cats don't wear suits unless it's a funeral. They go to the golf course. Now they might have a $1,000 golf club, a putter or whatever, and a bag and a golf cart. But when they're at home and they're doing business, you would think they didn't have a dime to their names.
Hey, let me interrupt you for a minute. Let me interrupt you for a minute. And that's only because it made me think about your guy, Elon Musk. And I was thinking about it because you know that where he lives, I believe he's in like a $50,000 like tiny home.
Well, he sold all his mansions.
Okay, yeah.
Part of that was I think his wife was going to get half of them anyway. She was going to go from rags to riches at a court date. Let me leave that alone. No, I don't know why, but he sold all his houses and he says he lives very modestly, but I just think that means he just transferred his energies into different directions because he doesn't fly commercial.
Right.
And when he goes on vacation, he got to take security. He got to take a couple of nannies for his children, X, Y, and Z. So I don't know if you can compare his life with yours. I know you got to have security around you and you got to have a nanny, but
I think you can actually. So
talk
of
to
course,
me.
Nowhere close to that level, but I think that there's a lesson learned.
Oh, okay.
It's not so much about whether he needs advanced protection and that he travels in a certain manner. I think the real important thing is if you didn't know anything about him and you just see him, to your point, he's always just casually dressed
down, yeah. In Germany, he was dressed up a little bit.
A little bit, but I mean, for the most part,
I'm with you.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. And so it's just like anything else. So like, I'll use myself as an example.
You did already, you cheap son of a gun. Instead of flying his wife on a plane, he paid for a $200 back of the seat train ticket. Elon wouldn't have done that.
Well, but come on, man.
Yeah, baby, this is better. We get to sit for another extra 8 hours. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I don't agree. I love trains, but I have a limit. If I could get there in 2 hours, I'm flying. I don't care how much it costs. But I do understand, sir. I'm sorry for interrupting you. Go ahead.
Of course. But look, here's my thing though. And this is where I admit, this is where I'm relating this to Musk. All right. So I'm not going to worry about what I'm wearing. I'm not going to worry about what I'm driving. But when it comes to things like keyboards or things of that nature that accent what I do when I'm not doing fuel, I'm not getting a cheapie. No Casios for me, okay?
Man, Casios make good keyboards.
Not for my standard.
Them Yamaha PSRs and all.
I need something like that. If we're going the acoustic piano, I need something like a Kurzweil, however that's pronounced.
He's a label maker, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm there.
But he's not gonna fly. He's not gonna take a plane for 2 hours. He'll take a train for 10. time is money, brother. I would have 2 hours. You get there, you got extra 8 hours to enjoy yourself. You know,
Look, let me tell you something. I'm
but
gonna
they
have
do
good.
feed you on the train, though, right? They get real
That's what I'm
food.
saying. Look, I'm gonna be snuggled up with my boo, and I'm gonna do what I'm doing, and it's gonna be all right. But here's
This
the
is a
thing,
public adventure. Yeah. I don't want to see that, sir. Sir, can you get a room? No, I agree with you because he very well can keep his 20-room estate. But I think I wish I remembered the article. I thought it was just like, he's like, well, I'm not there anyway. Why am I paying taxes for somewhere I'm not going to be?
right?
Because every time you have a house, you got to pay taxes. And them big houses in California, tax laws are way crazier than anywhere else in the country, I believe. So it makes sense to move your domicile out of California from what I hear. I don't know. I have family that lives in California. And so I don't know.
I mean, I guess what I'm really trying to get at is like, you know, no two people are going to be alike. You know, even if you're talking about even you and I, you know, you have certain things that make up your priority, and I have certain things that make up my priority. It's not about whether it's right or wrong. It's just the personal lifestyle of the individual. And as long as you are working towards making that happen for you, as in whatever lifestyle you want to live, I'm just saying to our audience, it's like still treat it like there can be a famine coming.
Thank you for joining us for part 1 of our discussion on Another Hit. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Fueling Future Generations and reach out to our financial professionals at fuelingfuturegenerations2020 at gmail.com. Have a great day.